Hello, welcome to Keys for Winning. I am Prince Abah. Today I'm going to talk to you about something interesting. I've titled this Pressure Releases Potentials. Pressure releases potentials. I'm going to start off with telling you a story. There was a king of a certain land who had a very beautiful, gorgeously beautiful daughter. And every young man in this land liked the king's daughter because she was radiantly beautiful and exceptionally charming. So every young man who was of age of marriage thought of making the king's daughter their bride. And throng of men kept going to the palace and kept talking to the king and asking for the daughter's hand in marriage. And at some point the king became very overwhelmed and at the same time became confused. He said to himself, I can't give my daughter to every man. I can only give her to one man. And I think I have a picture of the kind of man I want to marry my daughter. I want a man who is bold, who is strong, who is courageous, a man who can defend my daughter and also defend my kingdom when I am dead. So the king rolled out a criteria for choosing his son-in-law. And this was what he did. He invited all the young men and asked them to come to his palace for a certain sport, for a certain game. And on the set dates, everybody who was interested in the king's daughter came to the palace to partake in that exercise. What was the exercise? The king had arranged a lake and filled this lake with hungry, deadly crocodiles and asked every of the young men who were interested, in the daughter's hand in marriage to swim across this deadly lake. So at first, the young men were excited. They felt, oh wow, okay, it's just swimming, let's swim. Anyone who comes out first takes the girl home. And the king was very quick to remind them and to tell them, look, this is not just a swimming competition. This is a contest for your life. Right inside this lake, there are deadly, hungry crocodiles, and they are very fast. They swim faster than any human alive. If you're lucky to swim out alive and swim out first, then you'll be the lucky man to go home with my beautiful daughter. When everyone heard this, they began to retreat from the lake. Everybody began to struggle to go back. Nobody wanted to die, of course. Nobody was willing to take that risk. In the course of going back, they had a very loud splash, loud sound in the water. And behold, there was a young man inside the water, swimming with vigor, swimming rigorously, swimming with his life, swimming with every energy within him. And everyone was scared. What happened? How did he get into the water? And he kept swimming as fast as he could. The crocodiles were running after him, were swimming fast to get him and devour him for food. And afterwards, this young man jumped out of the water on the other side, the end of the lake. And people were surprised. Whoa, we didn't know there was a hero in this village. We didn't know this land has got a fearless, daring, courageous young man. And everyone clapped. The king was surprised. The daughter was surprised, yet impressed, And this young man came out panting with all his life, breathing so fast, panting so hard. And why people were congratulating him and saying, wow, you made it, you've made manhood proud, you've made brotherhood proud. Why everyone was cheering him up. The young man said, no, this is not about making brotherhood proud. This is not about making manhood proud. I am still confused. What happened? Who pushed me? Oh, wow. Everyone was like, what do you mean who pushed you? I mean, you made a choice to get in there. And he said, no. I didn't get into that water intentionally. I didn't get in there deliberately. I was pushed. I wasn't prepared for this. I was pushed. So who pushed me? It was at that point they realized, and the young man also realized, that in the course of the struggle, in the course of the contention to go back, someone had mistakenly hit him or pushed him. You know, that whole struggle that happens when you are free. You don't want to be the one to be in that water, right? And in the course of that struggle, he had been pushed into the waters. But you see what is interesting? This same man was not going to get into that water in his right senses. He was not going to get into that water on his own volition. But when circumstances and when unforeseen conditions had propelled him into that water, the ability and the potential within him that he never realized were embedded in him was unleashed. His ability to survive, his ability to fight, his ability to, go through that hurdle, his ability to fight for his life was unleashed. He didn't know he had that ability until he found himself in the middle of life and death. There's something interesting about life. The best of you will never be unleashed until pressure comes on you. There is nothing that will be excellent. Nothing and no one will be at the peak of their life until they have undergone some pressure in life or in the field of their endeavor. Today we celebrate some of the remarkable exploits of some heroes in different fields of life. For instance, in sport, we talk about the Ronaldos and the Messis. We talk about the golf player who is called what's his name? Tiger Woods. We talk about Tiger Woods. We talk about the likes of Michael Jordan, the basketball player. In boxing, we talk about the Muhammad Ali's. We talk about a lot of them. Time would fail me to mention all this. Look through the various and different sectors and fields of life. If there's anyone who is celebrated, who is successful, outstandingly successful, you'll see behind the success is a deliberate effort to go through pressure, a willingness to go through pressure. All right, there's no one alive who is successful, who is doing beyond average, that got there by chance. All right, so if you're going to do big things, if you're going to maximize your potentials, if you're going to be the best in your field, if you're going to excel in your career, you've got to embrace pressure, because pressure is the one valid way to put a demand on your potentials to produce results. All right, you can't get the best out of an orange, for instance, until you squeeze it. That's pressure. Pressure has to come on the orange so the orange can produce juice, all right, can produce sweetness. You can't get the best out of a tea bag until you take that tea bag and immerse it in hot water. If you put a tea bag in cold water, the best of the tea bag cannot come forth. But if you put it in hot water, the best of the tea bag manifests. So I dare to tell you, stop running away from pressure. Pressure is designed to push your potentials. Pressure is designed to push the best out of you. All right, you must be willing to accept pressure if you're going to be an excellent person. So pressure releases the potential in you. Pressure is not designed to kill you. Many people run away from pressure because they don't like pressure. They feel it's painful, they feel this is hard and they can't do this. But there's no easy route to success. There's no easy route to excellence. There's no easy route to the peak, to the zenith of your profession, your dreams, and your calling. There's only one way, and that one way is the hard way. All right. If you want the easy life, you must be willing to embrace the hard life. The hard life is where you have hard trainings, you have pressure, you have a lot of demands that would come on you to release the juice that is embedded right inside of you. So what's the word as I round up on this broadcast? Embrace pressure. Pressure will release the potential in you. Don't cut corners. Don't run away from pain. Pain is the activator of gain. All right. Pain is the way to release the gain and the excellence that you so seek to achieve in your field and in your career and all that. So if you're going to make it to the top, be willing to accept pressure, be willing to accept pain, and go through that route, with joy until you see the best in you come forth. Until I come your way, just make sure that you keep winning. Remember, you're not there yet until the trophy is delivered. Have a blessed day.